Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, I am Miranda Marie. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to the channel. So I am just checking in. As you know, it is a Vlogmas and I am coming back in just to check in to see how everyone's Vlogmas is going, to see how everyone's holiday is going. Please excuse me, I probably look a hot mess. It's been a week. It has been a week. Work has been tough this week. Personal stuff has been tough this week. Like, work is definitely it's a gift and a curse. Like, I love the fact that I have a hybrid job where I can work from home and then I also travel as well. And this just happens to be one of the weeks where I'm working from home. But while I'm working from home, another department reached out to me to ask me if I could help and assist with like some ADA assignments, which is basically if you're in certain areas, our job, we will rent out what we call timeshares in other medical facilities, like another medical office or a chiropractic office or like a physical therapy office, something like that, where we'll rent out space for our company to come in and use that space for clinic. But in order for us to be able to do that, people from our company have to go in to make sure it's OSHA and ADA approved. So to make sure everything is in order, everything is taken care of or whatever. So because they had 5 sites, I believe, in my area, they reached out to me, see if I could do it. I really didn't want to, but I'm like, you know what? I'm working from home. It'll give me something to do. So I'm not in the house all day, every day. And, you know, it was supposed to be 2 sites one day, 2 sites another day. And then 1 site another time. No, actually, it was supposed to be 2 sites one day, 2 sites another day. So actually, it was 4 sites. It was only supposed to be 4. So I'm like, okay, cool. That's fine. Not a problem. So I go to the assignment, go the first day. You know, the first day is not too far. You know, it's probably about an hour, 15 minutes from my house. Now, usually they will rent you a car if it's within a certain mileage or a certain, you know, within a certain mileage. But because this is not my usual department, we didn't know what the parameters was. We didn't know if it still fell under the same parameters as my department or if it didn't. Apparently it didn't because I never got information about a rental car. So I get up in the morning, go to my first location. I go in, I meet the people, I'm talking to them, doing my little questionnaire, doing my little inspection, taking my little pictures, doing what I'm supposed to do. Now, mind you, of course, that morning it was snowing, okay? For those of you who do not know, I am in the Midwest, so it is snowing. And I had to go, for my first day, it was like towards the Dayton area, so it wasn't too bad, like the Dayton, Newark area. So it wasn't too bad, but it had just started snowing in my area of Columbus. And you know that fresh snow, I don't care how long you've lived here, I don't care. People be driving like crazy. So it was accidents everywhere. It was crazy. So I'm glad I had decided to get up earlier so I can get a head start just in case. Anyway, did what I was supposed to do. Get ready to drive to the second location, which is basically heading back home to go to the location in Newark, because Newark is not too far from where I live. So I drove out further just to come back inward. So then when I'm done, I can just hit it home. So I'm going, get in the car, crank up my car, go to back out, starts to back out, and then it just stops. And I just hear this loud noise. And I'm just like, what the fuck is that noise? Excuse me. And then I'm just like, oh my God. So then I try and back up again. I'm like, well, maybe you know how sometimes if you have your wheel turned too much, it'll like just like spin your wheel or it just won't go. So I'm like, well, let me adjust my wheel and maybe I had it turned too much. But I didn't. So I did that, went move again. So I'm just like, oh my God. So then I put it in drive to drive forward back into the parking spot. Car would not move. I'm like, Okay. So people are walking in and out of this, facility because it's a medical facility. So they're going in and out for appointments and stuff. And this guy, he walks in, he's like, that don't sound too good. Are you okay? And I was like, I don't know yet. I don't know yet. He was like, it kind of sounds like it might be the transmission. I was like, I know. I've had a transmission go out before, so I know what it sounds like. I know what the car acts like. So put the car in neutral and I pushed it back into the parking spot and I turned it off. So I'm just like, okay, well, let me just let it sit for a minute. Let me just let it sit for about 5 or 10 minutes. It's cold out here. My car is not really used to being out in the cold. I lived in Georgia, so colder climate. Last year, it didn't get as cold as it got this year. And, this year is a whole lot colder than it was last year and earlier. So I'm thinking, my car is really not used to the climate. Maybe it's just, whatever. So I sit for about 5, 10 minutes. Try it again. Would not move. So I'm just like, okay. So I'm looking at the time and I'm looking and I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. So my first instinct is, let me call the next location and let them know what's going on. So I'm like, either I'm going to be running late, but I don't know how late, or let's see if we can reschedule it for another time. Luckily, she was very understanding. She was like, well, let's go ahead and reschedule it for Friday, just on the safe side. I said, okay, perfect. Thank you. My next call was to my supervisor and letting her know what's going on. She's just like, oh my God, are you serious? And I'm just like, yes. And she's just like, okay, well, keep me posted. Let me know what's going on. So then I call my insurance company because, of course, I'm calling roadside assistance. I call these fools and they're like, Miss Lewis, you don't have roadside assistance. Say what? Say, huh? I said, what you mean? I said, I've always had roadside assistance. She said, yeah, when you live in Georgia. But when you switch your policy over, it's not required in Ohio. It's an option, not a requirement. What? What do you mean? She's like, I can add it on. She's like, but it's not going to be instantly add on. So you couldn't instantly use it today. But I can add it on. She said, you just won't be able to use it to the 16th. I said, well, I ain't going to be just sitting here to the 16th. I didn't ask. She said, that's what I'm telling you. I said, are you kidding me? She was like, I'm sorry. I'm like, oh my God. So of course, my next instinct, let me call my parents. So I'll call, my mom answers the phone. She's like, what's going on, Red? I said, I'm stuck. She's like, what you mean you stuck? She said, you stuck in the snow? I said, no, I'm stuck. Like, Big Red is dead. She said, Big Red is dead. She said, what is wrong with your car? I just told you it's dead. She was like, Spencer. That's my dad's name for y'all who don't know. My dad's name is Spencer. Pick up the phone. Miranda's car is dead. And all I hear him in the background, she got jumper cables. See if she can get you. I said, no, it ain't that kind of dead, Dad. It's dead. Like, it'll start, but it ain't moving. Something doesn't happen. So he gets on the phone. He was like, well, I can use my AAA. Call AAA. Of course, he would have had to been there to use it. So then we call again just to get a different person. He's like, well, let's just call, have them en route because it won't take us no time to get to you. And then hopefully by the time we get there, they'll be there. So I was like, okay, cool, bet. So I'm sitting in the car waiting for them. They come up. We still ended up having to wait. Now, mind you, it took them like an hour, 20, hour and a half to get there to me. Then we still had to wait like another hour 15, hour 20 minutes for the tow truck. So that's almost 3 hours we had to wait just for the tow truck to come. Now it's funny because as we're giving the the AAA the information, she said, now wait a minute. This is coming at 68 miles. Is this correct? I'm like, yes, we're in Dayton. It's going back to Columbus. Yes, it's correct. She said, well, we only cover you for 5 miles. I said, yes, I know. She was like, so it's going to be a pretty hefty tow bill. It's estimating about, this much money. I said, yes, I know. So then the tow truck finally gets there. He's hooking it up. We're telling him what's going on. So as we're like waiting for him to get out the car, because I guess he's calculating how much the mileage from here to my where I'm getting it towed to back here is, and he's writing it up on the paperwork or whatever. And I'm looking, I'm like, what is this marble on the floor? What is this? My dad's like, that looks like some kind of ball bearing or something, he said. And I'm like, oh. And then I look behind my back tire. It's like metal pieces where something them broke from up under my car. And I didn't realize it, obviously, because it was literally right under my tire. He was like, Miranda, I think your damn axle done broke. I said, are you serious? He said, yeah. He said, look. And then he walked around again and seen like 2 or 3 more. He said, that's exactly what it is. Sure enough, once the tow truck guy comes out, he asks what's going on. This is that, and the other. We show him the pieces. He said, oh, yeah, your axle's done, young lady. I said, well, gee, thanks. So we get it hooked up. He's like, it's going to be such and such and such and such. And my dad's like, well, do you need to see my AAA card? And he's like, no, I just need to see whoever is paying, whoever is making the payment. That's the only card or cash I need to see. And he looking at my dad looking at me. I was like, oh, shit, I ain't got nobody to look at. So I was like, let me get my purse. So I grabbed my purse. And I paid him. Or whatever, and then I give him my key, and he verifies the address where it's supposed to go to or whatever. So I get in the car, we start heading back. Shortly behind, here comes the man. When I tell you he was right behind us, I think he probably pulled up like about 5, maybe 10 minutes after. And he parks it, he sits there, whatever. He's like, I ain't gonna lie to you, it's probably gonna cost a nice, pretty little penny. So he was like, if it costs more than what you're willing to pay, just go ahead and get a new car. He's like, you could probably still, sell this. Somebody will fix it up, or you could sell the parts, use that money to put down towards the down payment. But he was like, if it's more than what you're willing to pay, just use that money and get you a down payment and use it as a down payment on a new car. I was like, okay. He's like, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I was like, I appreciate it. So this has been my life lately. And then I was just so flipping out because I still had these other appointments that I had to do the next day. So I'm telling my boss or whatever, and she gives me the okay to go ahead and use my corporate card to go ahead and rent a car. So thankfully my best friend takes me, she goes to pick up the rental car that night from the airport. Next morning I get up, I go finish my other 2 little assignments or whatever, and I'm coming back and I'm just thinking about all this stuff that's going on. I'm thinking about all this money that I'm just having to put out. I'm thinking about just moving, all the money I had to put into that, all the money now I just had to pay for this tow, all the money that I'm either going to have to pay into fixing this car or either getting a new car, all this money that I just put into because I'm supposed to be leaving the Saturday before Christmas to go on my trip for Christmas. And I'm just like, what the hell? All I see is money leaving. And all of a sudden I just start having a full on panic attack as I'm driving, literally having a panic attack. And I'm just like, girl, what the hell is wrong with you? I literally just had to pull over and just call my coworker and just talk to her so she could just calm me down, because I literally was freaking out. And then the people at work were getting on my nerves because they kept calling me about dumb stuff, and I'm just and my supervisor's leave her alone, don't bother her. If you need something, contact me, because she is doing something particularly and she doesn't need to be she's trying to protect me, and at the same time in a nice way saying leave her the fuck alone. Excuse my mouth again. But they just kept bothering me, and I'm just it was just unnecessary stuff. And when I tell you my nerves have just been so bad, right now I'm supposed to be at a party with 2 of my friends. I was so looking forward to going to this party, and I just did not feel up to it because my nerves are still so bad. My head is hurting, my stomach is hurting. I had to go get my appointment and my maintenance and stuff done for my trip, and I had to keep stopping and going because I kept feeling dizzy and nauseous on the damn table. And my homegirl was like, oh my God, are you okay? I was like, I'm so sorry. She's like, no, I can tell. She was like, I've never seen you this antsy before. I was like, it's just my nerves, just everything that's just going on. And then it's the holidays, and then it's the winter, and I am definitely not a winter person. I will tell anybody I hibernate in the winter. I do not go out in the winter unless it's to go get some money, i.e. work. Other than that, I'm in the crib. I do not like the cold. I don't like the winter. I am a true summer, spring, baby. Like, that is my time of the year. And I'm just like, I don't know. And it's like, that seasonal depression, the holidays coming up and everything. And it's just like, it's just a whole lot going on. And I'm just like, I can't let that succumb me. So thankfully, I'm actually supposed to be leaving first thing tomorrow to go on an assignment in Michigan. Thankfully, at the last hour, because literally up until right before I turned this camera on, my flight was still on to leave in the morning to go to the assignment. But my manager was able to find somebody to take over it, which I'm glad, because then I wouldn't have been coming back until Wednesday. And then I only would have had Thursday, Friday to finish doing what I needed to do before I left out Saturday. But the weather has been so bad up in the Michigan area, especially the area they're trying to send me to. So it wouldn't have even been a guarantee that I even would have made it home. So I'm like, the Lord works in mysterious ways. But I'm just like, did you have to give me almost a heart attack for this to come through? But that has been the start of my Vlogmas. Like that's just been the seasonal depression trying to seep in, the seasonal demons trying to seep in, and I'm not going to let it happen. Thankfully, my best friend and her husband, they be having my back, and he came over today with his friend to take a look at my car and was able to let me know what was going on, was able to let me know what I needed to do and like the price range for it, and it's way manageable than what I thought it would be. So for right now, we're going to go ahead and just get it fixed. We're going to hold on to Big Red for as long as we can, because we ain't trying to have no car payment, okay? We're trying to pay some other things off and get some other things taken care of before we get a whole nother car payment. But like I said, everything happens for a reason, so we're going to make it work. But that is my Vlogmas story so far for the season. This is probably the only Vlogmas story that you're going to actually get, but this is my life right now. So yeah, this is my life right now. But I hope everyone else is having a better Vlogmas, a better holiday season than I am. I'm definitely going to rest tonight, breathe, do some stretching, some breathing exercises, and let all this negative energy up out of my body, because I don't want it. I can feel, like I say, the fact that I just feel nauseous and dizzy, that's how I know it's in me and I need to get it out. And I'm not trying to go into the holidays like that. Definitely not trying to go into the new year with no negative energy in my body. So I encourage everyone else to do the same. Breathe it in, let it out. But I hope everyone is staying safe. I hope everyone is staying warm. I hope everyone is having a great Vlogmas. I hope everyone is enjoying their family and friends and all their loved ones. This is the end of the story time, because I've been rambling, I feel like, for like almost 20 minutes now. And I gotta go, because like I said, I need to go get this negativity out of my body. But I love y'all. I hope y'all enjoy the Vlogmas vlogs that have been going up so far. I hope that you are subscribed to the channel. If not, make sure that you are subscribed. Click that notification bell so that you know each and every time that I upload a video. Make sure you comment down below and let me know what your plans are for Christmas. And until next time, bye.